Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy Kian here, back in another video. I thought I'd cover dyslexic strengths tonight. Trying to look at the positive side of dyslexia, as I often do. I know I talked about some of the weeks we have in brief detail. I'll try and keep this short and sweet because there's quite a few organisations which I hope to point the dyslexics to, which hopefully will inspire a lot of dyslexic people. One of them is Made by Dyslexia. Another one is the Dyslexic Advantage. There's also Understood, which works with a lot of different learning disabilities. The Child Mind Institute, where a lot of celebrities with learning disabilities talk about like what they would tell their younger self and all sorts of things like that. So, well, that's the main thing I think on their YouTube channel. So there's quite a few of those. I'll probably try and post them in the tags or in the link in the description. I'll try and post their links in the description or whatever, or at least the names, so people can check them out, people with dyslexia, so that they will be hopefully inspired. But yeah, I think some of our strengths include things like intuition, thinking outside the box, things like being able to assess both two sides of an argument. I think most people sort of take one side of an argument and don't really listen enough to the other. And I think dyslexic people on the whole are probably better, from what I hear, at looking at both sides of an argument, so we can sort of be more like mediators. We probably make quite good diplomats as well. Obviously, not all dyslexics are the same, and not all will have the same weaknesses or strengths, just like non-dyslexic people. But on the whole, we do have similar weaknesses and strengths, and I think that shows the people who say dyslexia doesn't exist. I think it proves them wrong, because we have a lot of similarities between us, between different dyslexics. So if they say there's nothing different between dyslexic people, I think between dyslexic people and people who are just bad readers or people who are not very smart, I think there are a lot of differences. Like, many of us are good at art. Again, not all dyslexics are good at art. I myself am not, being dyspraxic as well, and sometimes we have overlapping conditions, but many will be good in areas like sport, anything that's creative or innovative, coming up with new ideas and original ideas, connecting things together that seem random. Someone was talking about M.D, mind strengths, and I can't quite remember what they are, but I think the I stood for interconnected reasoning, I think. Again, I can't remember the others, so please forgive me for that one. But yeah, that was from the Dyslexic Advantage book. Funny enough, funny to have a book about dyslexia. I think that's quite an irony. And another irony is there's quite a few dyslexic authors. But yeah, there's probably quite a lot of areas where dyslexics thrive in. There's probably not many areas where people with dyslexia haven't really thrived, I'm sure. There are some areas where we're probably going to be stronger and naturally gravitate towards, like areas that don't require a lot of reading or writing or arithmetic or I mean, some dyslexics are good at maths, but areas which don't require a lot of academic strengths or following instructions or things like that. But areas like business, entrepreneurship, there's probably more dyslexic people in those areas. Well, just business / entrepreneurship, I suppose it's the same thing, but yeah, starting their own businesses and running them and growing them. There's probably more dyslexic people in those areas than non-dyslexic, comparative even to our size. So I think like probably a quarter, I mean, according to the research, 20% of UK self-made millionaires are dyslexic, whereas we are about 10%, maybe 20% at max of the population. And in America, it's they say the 20% of the population are dyslexic, but about 35% of the self-made millionaires are dyslexic. But yeah, areas like creativity, innovation, coming up with new ideas, original ideas, seeing things that other people don't see, again, out of the box thinking, and problem solving. And I think that's a huge advantage or strength. But yeah, a lot of different areas like that. So I'd love for my fellow dyslexics as well, or the people who know about dyslexia, organisations, family members, or whatnot, people who know dyslexic people as well, to post in the comment section any questions, but also any information you know, or like strengths that I might have missed. Yeah, I think that covers pretty much all the strengths I can think of. But dyslexic can be strong in areas like sports, I'll say anything creative, coming up with new ideas. Again, sometimes there are overlapping conditions, like I have dyspraxia, which can affect sport in a negative way, but a lot of dyslexic people also have ADHD, which means they have a lot of energy for things they love. So they can be good at things like football or soccer or whatever you want to call it, and probably the American football, the hate football. Just kidding. Sorry for any Americans out there. But yeah. So as I said, I did promise to keep it. Well, I didn't promise, but I did say I would try and keep it short and sweet. And I say I hope people will check out anyone who's struggling with low self-esteem, who's got dyslexia. I know it might not solve your problems completely, but I hope that you'll be able to see. I hope you'll check out Made by Dyslexia, check out their videos on YouTube and their website and things like that, and also Dyslexic Advantage, Understood, Child Mind Institute, the Yale Center for Dyslexia and Creativity, and many other organizations. I'm sure if you see those, you'll probably see other YouTubers and other organizations and things like that, which might be able to give you advice, which can give you inspiration, and maybe even encourage your ideas, for you to come up with new ideas. I used to think I'm the only person who comes up with ideas, but obviously I'm not. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to wrap this up because it's about 6 minutes long, which I think is a fairly good effort. Anyway, I am out. Peace and love.